My grandmother hid her greatest wartime survival trick right inside these pages. When we look back at the 1940s, we often see a decade defined by sacrifice. But inside the American kitchen, it was an era of profound, quiet culinary brilliance. Rationing boards placed strict limits on meat, commercial fats, and heavily imported goods. So, home cooks had to learn the delicate art of stretching the impossible. This tiny portion of chicken would have to feed an entire family for dinner. It seems unthinkable today, but our grandmothers knew exactly how to make it work. They relied heavily on the earth, root vegetables harvested from their own victory gardens. In my library archives, I found hundreds of these wartime recipes, slowly fading away. The undisputed masterpiece of this era? The deeply comforting, resourceful chicken pot pie. It suspended small proteins in rich, velvety gravies, making a little feel like a lot. But today, most of us aren't cooking for a family of 6 anymore. We are empty nesters, cooking for 2, trying to avoid endless leftovers and freezer burn. So, how do we preserve this historic 1940s recipe without wasting precious food? We have to do a little bit of historical mathematics to scale it down. We are converting a massive 9-inch deep dish pie into 2 precise individual portions. First, we must understand the absolute foundation of wartime cooking, the vintage roux. Without heavy cream or excess butter, cooks saved every drop of pan drippings. It was liquid gold, carefully collected and stored in small jars by the stove. We heat these drippings slowly, respecting the ingredient, letting the rich aroma release. Then, we whisk in just enough flour to create a stable, golden paste. This requires patience. You cannot rush a roux if you want a velvety gravy. You have to watch the color change, from pale cream to a warm blonde. Next comes the liquid. During the war, fresh milk was sometimes hard to spare. But even a small amount, added gradually, transforms this humble paste into something luxurious. Now, let's talk about flavor. In the 1940s, commercial bouillon cubes became incredibly popular. They were a cheap, shelf-stable way to add a massive punch of savory flavor. But for mature diets today, those vintage cubes are a dangerous spike of sodium. We don't need them. We can achieve that same historic flavor through slow simmering. We build our base with fresh, aromatic thyme, celery, and sweet garden carrots. By letting these vegetables sweat and release their natural sugars, we build complex depth. It honors the wartime spirit of resourcefulness, using whole foods instead of processed shortcuts. We fold in our small, precious portion of chicken, coating it in the gravy. Look at how thick and rich this is. It smells exactly like my childhood. Now, we divide this filling equally between our 2 vintage ceramic pie ramekins. This is the perfect portion for 2. No waste, just a warm, comforting meal. But a pot pie isn't a pie without the crust. And here lies the challenge. Scaling down pastry is notoriously difficult. The ratios of fat to flour are unforgiving. For a small batch, we use an authentic 1940s ice water crust technique. The secret is keeping everything incredibly cold so the fat doesn't melt prematurely. We cut the shortening into the flour until it resembles coarse, sandy crumbs. Then, just a few drops of ice water to bring the dough together gently. You must handle it as little as possible. Overworking it will develop the gluten. And developed gluten means a tough crust, which was a true wartime baking tragedy. We roll it out thin, just enough to cover our 2 small ceramic ramekins. The mathematics here ensure the crucial ratio of crust to filling remains perfectly balanced. Too much crust, and it's dry. Too little, and you lose that comforting crunch. We drape the pastry over the filling, letting it hang just over the edges. Crimping the edges seals the pie, trapping all that wonderful, savory steam inside. I always use my grandmother's simple fork crimp method. It's rustic, but it works beautifully. Finally, we must cut steam vents. This prevents our delicate crust from becoming soggy. A quick brush of milk on top will give us that beautiful golden finish. Into a hot oven they go. Now we just let the heat do its work. While they bake, I like to document the exact measurements in my recipe journal. It feels like I'm saving a tiny piece of American history from being forgotten. These handwritten cards, these oral traditions, they disappear so quickly if we aren't careful. My own family lost our recipes decades ago. I don't want that for anyone else. Preserving the exact science of this era is a way of honoring their resilience. The kitchen smells incredible. The gravy is bubbling up right through the steam vents. Let's pull them out. Look at that glorious, flaky, golden brown pastry crust. It is a perfect, historically accurate 1940s chicken pot pie, scaled down for 2. You can hear the crunch as the spoon breaks through the delicate pastry layer. Beneath it, the filling is piping hot, rich, and deeply savory without excess salt. The root vegetables are tender, and the chicken is perfectly suspended in the roux. It tastes like home. It tastes like a time when nothing was taken for granted. This isn't just dinner. It's a connection to the women who held the home front. They took rations and restrictions and turned them into absolute culinary masterpieces. By cooking this today, we keep their ingenuity and their quiet strength alive. It proves that limitations in the kitchen can actually inspire the most enduring recipes. And it shows that we can adapt these heritage dishes for our modern lives. We don't have to lose the flavor just because we are cooking for 2. We just need a little patience, a good roux, and respect for the past. I'll make sure this small batch conversion is carefully cataloged in the local history archive, so the next generation will know exactly how to recreate this comforting classic. Food is the most accessible time machine we have. One bite transports you back. I want to hear your stories. Did your parents or grandparents talk about rationing? Do you have a family recipe from the 1940s that you still make today? Please share your memories in the comments below. Let's build this archive together. Every story matters. Every handwritten recipe card holds a piece of our shared history. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen today to preserve these disappearing flavors. Until next time, keep cooking, keep remembering, and treasure those old family cookbooks.